My first time watching Chernobyl episode 2. Let's go ahead and watch this. 7 hours after the explosion, okay.
You worked too hard.
Where is everyone?
Oh, they refused to come in.
Why?
It's Saturday.
Why did you come in?
I worked too hard. It's boiling in here. Hey, Röntgen. Leak?
No. It would have gone off before. It's coming from outside.
The Americans?
Oh snap, she said whip out the petri dishes. She not playing. She said swap, swap, swap.
ID 131. It's not military, it's uranium decay, U-235.
Ignalina, maybe 240 kilometers away.
And that's what I like. They got some sense. And they already, oh, she's like, this is a problem,
Yes,
let's
this is
solve it.
Ulana Homyuk with the Institute of Nuclear and... All right, stay calm. They're at 4. It's not them. Who's the next closest?
It's Chernobyl, but that's not possible. They're 400 kilometers away.
8 mini-Röntgen, they'd have to be split open. Iodine.
Could it be a waste dump?
What does the iodine
out
do? Because
isotopes.
didn't they mention that in the last episode about the salt at the hospitals?
Something with a space program, like a satellite or...
No one's answering the phone.
Yeah, I like that lady. She know what's up. She knows.
What are you doing? What is that?
Milk. It's milk. Much better than water.
No, stop, stop! These are radiation burns. Their clothes are contaminated. Help me! Get it all? We're taking it down to the basement. Can you stop pushing, please?
But even them touching the clothes that have been exposed to radiation isn't that bad too? Yep. Because my thing is, after you've been exposed, what can you really do? Because isn't it so damaging? You can't reverse that.
They're finishing up some other business. It'll be a few more minutes. Can I get you some tea?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you all for your duty to this commission. We will begin with Deputy Chairman Sherbina's briefing.
The situation in Chernobyl is stable. Military and civilian patrols have secured the region. In terms of radiation, Plant Director Brichanov reports no more than 3.6 Röntgen. I'm told it's the equivalent of a chest X-ray.
Not from what he was saying.
Very good. Well, it seems like it's well in hand, so if there is nothing else...
Say something,
meeting
Professor.
adjourned.
Professor.
Pardon me?
Excuse me.
We can't adjourn. Professor, if you have any concerns, feel free to address them with me later.
Later.
Can't. Page 3, the section on casualties. A fireman was severely burned on his hand by a chunk of smooth black mineral on the ground. There's graphite on the ground.
There was a tank explosion. There's debris.
Debris.
There's only one
Debris.
place. If there's graphite on the ground outside, it means it wasn't a control system tank that exploded. It was the reactor core. It's open.
Come on, listen. Listen.
I can assure you that Professor Legasov is mistaken. Brichanov reports that the reactor core is intact.
3.6 Röntgen, which, by the way, is not the equivalent of one chest X-ray, but rather 400
400?
chest X. It's also the maximum reading on low-limit dosimeters. They gave us the number they had.
Not the number that
I
it
think
was.
the true number is much, much higher. Fireman was holding the equivalent of 4 million chest X-rays in his hand.
Professor Legasov, there's no place for alarmist hysteria.
It's not alarmist if it's a fact.
Well, I don't hear any facts at all. All I hear is a man I don't know, engaging in conjecture, in direct contradiction to what has been reported by party officials.
I apologize.
No.
Please, may I express
I'm not
my
hearing any
concern
facts.
as
I'm offended. I'm offended.
an RBMK reactor uses uranium-235 as fuel. Every atom of U-235 is like a bullet, traveling at nearly the speed of light, penetrating everything in its path. Every gram of U-235 holds over 1 billion trillion of these bullets. Right now, it is on fire.
It's just
Winds will carry radioactive particles across the entire continent. Rain will bring them down on us. That's
continent.
3 million bullets
Continent.
in the air we breathe, the water we drink,
Continent.
the food we eat. Most of these bullets will not stop firing for 100 years.
100.
Some of them not for 50,000
Wait a minute.
Yes, and
Because wouldn't that still apply today? I'm just still stuck on continent. The continent.
I want you to go to Chernobyl. You take a look at the reactor, you personally, and take Professor Legasso with you.
Why? I'm not going there.
Forgive me, Corporate General Secretary, but I
Do
don't...
you know how a nuclear reactor works? No. Well, then how will you know what you're looking at?
Meeting adjourned. I'm just gonna... Alright, I'm gonna head out. I can't.
How does a nuclear reactor work?
Hardly a simple answer.
Presume I'm too stupid to understand.
Nuclear reactor makes electricity with steam. Steam turns a turbine which generates electricity. Nuclear plant, we use something called fission. We take an unstable element like uranium-235, which has too many neutrons. A neutron is
The bullet.
yes, the
He's
bullet.
like, good job.
So, if we put enough uranium atoms close together, bullets from one atom will eventually strike another atom. Splits that atom apart, releasing a tremendous amount of energy. Relatively unlikely that uranium atoms will ever hit one another. In RBMK reactors, we surround the fuel rods with graphite, slow down the neutron flux.
I know how a nuclear reactor works. No, I don't need you.
What? Man think he educated. No, I don't need you. I know how it works.
I need to find my husband. Not
He's
now.
okay. Because he collapsed.
Take her away from here, Ted, please.
Get away from them.
Protect the baby. Aw.
I am Vasily Ignatenko's wife. He's a fireman. Ignatenko? Ignatenko, 6th Paramilitary Fire and Rescue Unit. I need to find him.
He's being transported by helicopter to Moscow.
Oh, wow.
Hospital number 6.
Can I see him?
You want to see him? Go to Moscow.
The fact that he's
But they're
being
not letting us leave
transported.
here.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Tell them Major Burov allows it.
Word up. Oh, goodness.
When are they taking him?
Now.
Approaching the power plant.
We can't put on some suits or something? A mask?
Look, that's graphite on the roof. The whole building's been blown open.
I can't see how you can tell that from here.
I can see how you can tell that from here.
Yeah.
Why we can't see, we don't know. Get us directly over
You
the
can
building,
jump
Boris.
in
Don't
the
you
building.
panic.
Directly up. Dead within a week, dead! Sir, if you fly directly over that core, I promise you by tomorrow morning you'll be begging for that bullet.
Man, if you gonna turn it around. Turn it around. Communist Party headquarters.
Ulana Khomyuk of the Belarusian Institute for Nuclear Energy.
I'm here about Chernobyl.
Such a lovely time. Let's tell you, this is why no one likes scientists. When we have a disease to cure, where are they? Noses in their books, and so Grandma dies. But when there isn't a problem, they're everywhere, spreading fear.
I know that the core is either partially or completely exposed.
Whatever that means.
And that if you don't immediately issue iodine tablets, and hundreds of thousands of people are going to get cancer.
There has been an accident at Chernobyl, but I've been assured there is no problem. I prefer my opinion to yours.
I'm a nuclear physicist. Before you were deputy secretary, you worked in a shoe factory.
And now I'm in charge.
Oh, okay.
To the workers of the world.
To the workers of the world.
Stable iodine will keep your thyroid from absorbing radioactive iodine.
Oh, that's what it do. Okay.
And go east. Get as far from Minsk as you can.
Right. Okay. I like the people that are on it. On it. Will we see Love again?
Are honoured at your arrival.
Deeply, deeply honored.
But as you can see, we are making excellent progress in containing the damage. And I have a list of individuals who we believe are accountable.
Professor, go on, get up in there.
I understand you've been saying dangerous things.
Wow.
Very dangerous things.
You mean
Apparently
facts?
our reactor core exploded. Tell me how an RBMK reactor core explodes.
I'm not prepared to explain it at this time.
There's no answer.
It's disgraceful. Really.
What?
Why did I see graphite on the roof?
Oh?
Graphite is only found in the core, where it's used as a neutron flux moderator.
Oh?
Why did the deputy chairman see graphite on the roof?
Can't be. Comrade Shavina, my apologies, but graphite, that's not possible. Perhaps you saw burnt concrete.
I may not know much about nuclear reactors. I know a lot about concrete.
Oh boy!
You think Legasov is wrong?
You could cover one of our trucks with lead shielding. Mount the dosimeter on the front. One of your men get as close to the fire as he can. Give him every bit of protection you have, but understand that even with lead shielding, it may not be enough. Then I'll do it myself.
Oh. I don't know, it's just always something like scary about these hazmat suits with the I don't even know what you would call it. Oxygen protection and then the eyes. Always look scary. To go up there alone, he is brave or crazy. A little bit of both, but crazy. He brazy. No, let me stop.
He's back.
Really? They're dousing him. And the truck.
It's not through Röntgen. 15,000.
Oh!
Comrade Savina.
The fire we're watching with our own eyes is giving off nearly twice the radiation released by the bomb in Hiroshima. 20 hours.
said bigger than
since the
Hiroshima.
explosion, So 40 bombs worth by now. 48 more tomorrow. And it will not stop. It will burn and spread its poison until the entire continent is dead.
Yeah, continent. It's continent.
Please escort Comrades Bukhanov and Fomin to the local party headquarters.
Okay, good. At least he's doing something.
Tell me how to put it out.
Okay.
We'll use helicopters. This is a fissioning reactor core burning at over 2,000 degrees.
How do we put it out?
You are dealing with something that has never occurred on this planet or on sand. Of course, it's going to take thousands of drops because you can't fly the helicopters directly over the core.
So much sand and boron.
5,000 tons.
Tons.
And obviously, we're going to need to evacuate.
Never mind that. Focus on the fire.
I am focusing on the fire. The wind is carrying all that smoke. At least evacuate Pripyat. It's 3 kilometers away. Is it or is it not your decision?
I'm in charge here. This will go much easier if you talk to me about the things you do understand and not about the things you do not understand.
Where are you going?
I'm going to get you 5,000 tons of sand and boron.
With this guy, he's giving 50-50. Like, he may not be 100% correct in what he's doing, but he's trying to hear, listen, and at least be proactive in some way. Compared to the other guys, they don't care.
Here because of the fire. Anything we should be worried about?
Yes. I'll tell you, yes.
No.
Yeah. That's why I'm a bit puzzled. I'm thinking just being even near Chernobyl, the air, shouldn't that be harmful too? But I don't know if more of the damage is being done where the ash is spreading. But like this is a bad area to be in, is it not? Because radiation exposure. Well, they do have their masks, so.
Remind them about the perimeter. Minimum of a 10-meter perimeter.
Copy that. 40 meters. 35.
Oh, reception.
No. They're too close. They cannot go over the core. That's too close.
Oh, they went in. Oh. Wait. Wait, isn't that even... That's bad, right? Right?
Sir, what do I tell the others?
Don't get too close.
Is there any other way, Legasov? Send the next one in.
Oh man, this is sad.
How nice of you to phone. It's been too long. I was actually calling about our friend. You know, the one in the country. Yes, it's extremely hot. But his nephews are flying
Oh, are
down.
they talking in code?
Oh. Simka, who's 14, and little Boris, who's 5.
Little Boris.
Though children can make you even hotter. No, they don't want visitors.
I'm sorry, I have to get back to work.
They're dropping sand and boron on the fire.
That's what I would do.
Yes, I'm sure it is.
What you thinking? I like her. Like, she's the exact person we need in a type of situation like this. I mean, Professor, he is working too. The both of them together.
It's been smooth.
Problem solved.
20 drops.
There are 50,000 people in this city.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because the radiation isn't high enough to evacuate.
Lillian isn't a physicist.
If it says it's safe, it's safe.
Not if they stay here.
We're staying here.
Yes, we are. We'll be dead in 5 years.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was talking about. I was trying to get to the bottom question because I'm like, they're being exposed. Everybody within this vicinity, there's lifelong effects. Or not even lifelong. And it seems like he's coming to a realization of what's really going on.
Gerbina, thank you. A nuclear plant in Sweden has detected radiation. Identified it as a byproduct of our fuel. Americans took satellite photos. The whole world knows.
Well, good. Good.
The wind has been blowing toward Germany. Not letting children play outside.
Well, at least they're being proactive. And y'all just ain't telling nobody. Ain't telling nobody nothing. We got countries doing stuff and y'all ain't doing nothing.
There has been a nuclear accident in the Soviet Union and the Soviets have admitted that it happened. The Soviet version is this.
The Soviet version.
One of the atomic reactors, there is speculation in Moscow that people were injured and may have died. A form of mild nuclear radiation had already reached beyond the Soviet borders to Scandinavia.
What are these buses? Are these like public transit buses leaving? Oh boy. Where we going? Is this an evacuation? Wow. That has to be so... I was gonna say like we lived through the pandemic and quarantine was something we've never personally experienced and how the roads were like empty and clear and you didn't see people. It's just like a time that you would never expect, never think that it would happen, but it did. And so it's just so crazy to watch. It's only been 36 hours after the explosion, but like Professor was saying, we're staying here and 5 years later we'll be dead. So what's to say for all these people that in 5 years the same won't happen for them? They had the power from the beginning to save as many lives as possible.
I'm from the Belarusian Institute for Nuclear Energy.
Do you have permission?
I need to speak to someone urgently.
Or I'll arrest you.
If you arrest me, you should take me to the highest possible authority.
Oh, she said arrest me.
This is radiological.
Guards arrested this woman at the south checkpoint.
I know that your reactor core is exposed. The fuel is melting and you're dropping sand and boron on it, which you probably thought was smart. Smothering the core will put the fire out, but temperature will eventually increase. It will melt down.
I'm perfectly aware. But I estimate at least a month before it melts through the lower concrete pad.
Have approximately 2 days. Yes.
2 days.
Here. Want to burn through the biological shield here by Tuesday.
I understand your concern.
Tanks are nearly empty.
No, they were nearly empty. Each of these points, here, here, and here, all drain to the bubbler pools.
Fire hoses are still connected. They've been gushing water into the structure this whole time.
I thought Professor was on to something this whole time, but it was her. Oh, he's getting progressively worse. And you can just see everything. He's just processing. It's just on his face.
I have 10 minutes. Our power comes from the perception of our power. Do you understand the damage this has done? Do you understand what's at stake?
Do you understand?
The airdrops are working to douse the fire. There's been a reduction in radionuclide emissions. There's also an additional problem. Nuclear fuel doesn't turn cold simply because it is not on fire. The uranium will melt the sand, creating a kind of lava which will begin to melt down through the shield below.
You've made lava.
You've made lava.
I believe there was time to reinforce this. But as it turned out, I was worried about the wrong thing. It was my understanding that these large water tanks under the reactor were essentially empty. The tanks are, in fact, full.
Of water. Yeah, why is that a problem?
When the lava enters these tanks, it will instantly superheat and vaporize, causing a significant thermal explosion.
How significant?
Everything within a 30-kilometer radius will be completely destroyed, including the 3 remaining reactors at Chernobyl.
What?
Dispersed by a massive shockwave, which will extend, likely be fatal to the entire population of Kiev, as well as a portion of Minsk, and will impact all of Soviet Ukraine, as well as Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Romania, and...
What do you mean, impact?
No, what do you mean? Not
For much of the year, steep increase in the rates of cancer and birth defects. I don't know how many deaths there will be, but many.
Millions.
There are more than 50 million people living in Belarusia.
No, I gotta know, because they solve this somehow.
Long before this happens.
Approximately 48 to 72 hours. May have a solution. We can pump the water from the tanks. The gate can only be opened manually from within the duct system itself.
No.
3 plant workers who know the facility well enough to enter the need to pump out the tanks.
This is the part.
Of course, we will need your permission.
Where
The level of radioactive contamination.
They'll likely be dead in a week.
All victories inevitably come at a cost.
That was so much information dropped on our laps. You know what? But I commend every single person in this room, because there's no way I would have been there quietly sitting in my 3-piece suit, just taking it all in. I would have been vocal, making some noise, shouting, exclaiming, facial expressions. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Sending in 3 men that were workers because they know it and they will die. But if you do this has to be done within 48 to 72 hours, and it'll save millions. That's so much.
We will need 3 men to know the basement layout. Any volunteers will be rewarded. A yearly stipend of 400 rubles.
Wait, that's wrong.
And for those of you working in reactors 1 and 2...
Why are reactors 1 and 2 still operating at all? Friend was a security guard that night, and she's now dying.
Yeah.
And
why would you not tell them?
And now you want us to swim underneath a burning reactor. You even know how contaminated it is.
Okay, people got sense. Sense. I like it.
You don't need an exact number to know if it'll kill us.
Yeah.
But you can't even tell us that. Why should we do this? For what, 400 rubles?
Be honest. I feel like if he tells them, you will die.
Do it because it must be done.
It'll affect millions of people. I feel like they'll be more willing to save people.
Because nobody else can.
Rather than money.
Millions will die. If you tell me that's not enough, I won't believe you. 1,000 years of sacrifice in our veins. I'm making my peace with it. Now you make yours. Because it must be done.
Wow. Come on.
On an ankle.
Whew.
Where's Parlov?
Whew. I will say, within 59 minutes, the director, he has had such a character arc from this I know it all, let's fly into the this and that and this. He's been a hero this episode. And you could just see it weighing on his face each and every scene that we see him. He's just changing, and it's not even like so much vocal that he's telling us. You see it in his actions. Wow. And they're going underwater? I don't think, when they were explaining that, I had that understanding. I just assumed they were going into like a room, just draining the tanks. But no, it's underwater. And this is like underwater back in the day. Scuba diving back in the day. I remember when I went snorkeling, I couldn't go under. I couldn't imagine going into this. Can't see. Oh. I mean, nothing's happening, but I feel like I'm on the edge of my seat. Like a sea monster gonna pop out or something. Is that a scale? It is. It is going off the charts. Doing this live. Oh no, no. Ain't no way. You better stop it. You better stop it. Oh, my. No. Oh my gosh. Chernobyl is the type of show that asks, how high do you want your heart rate? And it just says yes, because there's no way that they just did that. It's just the fact that episode 1 was just so one-sided, where everybody was acting like it's not a problem. What are you talking about? Core exploded? Nah. But episode 2 really turned the tables, and I feel that it evened out that sense of in denial. The whole episode was just building. It was just boom, 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 boom. And then how it ended, that's got to be the most disturbing ending. First of all, we're in these suits, going underwater. You're gonna die. Not even from this, but from the after effects of it. The flashlight goes out. And that thing is just... I don't even know what it's called. I'll just try to articulate. I don't know. I feel like it's some type of like radiation scale where it was just... And the sound was just going crazy, and it's like, what's happening? Like I said, I didn't know if like a sea monster was gonna pop out, radiation man. Like I really didn't know, because Chernobyl just has this eerie. I think I was looking at the composer, but it's a female, it's a woman. Give her an award. If I'm saying her name correctly, Hilda. She just makes this landscape in the world. Like it could be like Professor and someone having a conversation, but it's like this. Like cracky, like how you would think radiation would sound is the sound that she's composed for the background of this TV show. And I think that's just the whole thing. It just feels like something's not right. It's just unsettling. I don't know if she's hitting some chord, some pitch that psychologically your brain feels that. But I mean, like, I feel like it's making my brain itch, like just like she's scratching it or something. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just Chernobyl. It just got wild. For a second there, I thought Professor was on to something. I was like, okay, we can stop the burning by throwing some sand and some boron in there. It's gonna take 2 weeks, but at least like we're containing it. It was like psych, because all that is just doing is building up. Like he said, you're creating lava, and it was gonna go into those tanks and cause a bigger explosion. And it's like, what? So I didn't think it was possible for the story to get progressively worse. I don't mean like this show is terrible. I just mean like the actual events of Chernobyl. It's bad. I just really appreciate the character development that they gave the director that Professor was working with, because he started off as like just unlikable. And they are throwing in some good people that are counteracting this mindset of nothing's wrong, everything's fine. So I think Professor was trying to do the best that he could with the boron and the sand, but I think we need multiple minds working on this project so we can get it done. Get her done. This is what I am appreciating about Chernobyl. Each episode is like its own self-contained story, even though all episodes are connecting in an overall arc. Each episode feels complete and contained in its own, like a short movie. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Go ahead and tap that bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. And if you'd like to see more content, click on one of these over here. Until next time, guys.